Welcome, SENS Talk.
Puts the lines in, feeds it back across, Tkachuk and scores! Brady Tkachuk makes it 2-0. Hit alone, scores!
Tim Stutzock cross, Tkachuk score! The captain, Brady Tkachuk, buries it with 1:18 to go.
See you later. Go, SENS, go. Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon Plant, and I am your host tonight. Ottawa took on the Arizona Coyotes, who are looking to snap a 14-game losing streak. Yeah, the Coyotes have lost 14 straight games. They have not won a game since January 22nd. Ottawa, as well, is on a losing streak. Not as bad, not even close. Has lost a couple in a row as well. Obviously not as bad, but yeah, so the Coyotes are looking to avoid losing 15 straight games for the first time in franchise history. A good opportunity here for Ottawa to snap their losing skid and to just get some confidence back, while the Coyotes, they looked promising. They were literally knocking on the door of a playoff spot early January, and then this slide happened. So for the Coyotes, they lost last night. They're in a back-to-back situation as well. They want to win this game, believe me on that. Before we get into the video though, I just want to say thank you to all of you that have nominated us for 5 different categories at this year's Ottawa Awards. It's an absolute honor. Last year we were nominated for multiple awards as well. We even won one. I can't believe it still. But yeah, once again, thank you to everyone that's nominated us for 5 different awards. But you know what? Once you're nominated, you might as well win this thing, especially when you're defending a title. So if you wanted to vote for us and help us defend our title at this year's 2024 Ottawa Awards, I'll put the link to that in the description and comment section down below. Voting is open for only a few more days. The award show is a week from now. So help us win and vote for us down below if you wanted. Now let's get back into the video. Now we have a few lineup notes in the worst way possible. Josh Norris goes onto the long-term injury reserve with an upper body injury. We don't know exactly what the injury was, but as I spoke about a few days ago with Noah in my video Tuesday night after the loss to Nashville, it looks to be a shoulder injury. He has a repeated history with shoulder injuries, specifically the left shoulder is what was injured on Tuesday night and has continually been injured. So, Bruce Garriock says that Norris will likely get a second opinion, which is great, but you got to feel bad for Norris. You really, really do. I mean, this guy was really starting to put it together as of late after a rough January. The last week or so, he was pretty good. The last 2 weeks, I'd say he was really good. And just really tough break, no pun intended. A real tough break for Josh Norris, who cannot stay healthy. The move opens up just under $8 million of cap space. So, Ottawa would call up Zach McEwen. I would expect a couple more call-ups in the near future. Belleville played tonight, and they play tomorrow. So that's probably what's holding it up. But McEwen gets called up. As also Travis Hamonic, by the way, is week to week. I'd expect Maxime Gannett to potentially get a call-up as the 7th defenseman or to fill in a game or two. Tyler Clevin, when healthy, might even get an opportunity. Once again, Hamonic's out week to week. So because of the lengthy absence, there's a big opportunity here for some of the guys in Belleville. Also a guy like Angus Crookshank can get an opportunity. Or a guy like Jacob Larson who can get called up to just fill in as the 6th guy on the odd basis and fill in as the 7th guy, provide more immediate depth with the team. But realistically, with Belleville in the playoff race, they probably don't call up anyone and they just roll with what they got right now. But yeah, Norris on the long-term injury reserve, just a tough break for him. He cannot stay healthy. You have to feel bad for him, and I hope he gets better soon. So that could be the year for Josh Norris. We shall see. I'll keep you updated on that. Now, Forsberg starts tonight after Jonas Korpisalo was projected to start. He'll be a late scratch with an illness. There's been a flu going around the room right now, so he's dealing with that, unfortunately. So Forsberg would start. He's won 4 out of his last 5 games. So let's get into this one. Ottawa and Arizona kick things off, and as usual, Ottawa allows a goal in the first 10 minutes as Ottawa Senator legend Michael Carcone puts one past Forsberg to give the Coyotes a 1-0 lead, as Ottawa allows the first goal in 4 straight games now and 11 out of their last 13 games. So obviously, when you're chasing the game and chasing the game consistently, you're more likely than not going to win. And obviously, as of late, that's been the case for the Ottawa Senators. Carcone gets his goal off a one-timer, off a loose puck. No one has O'Brien out front in the slot area. Of course, the Yotes would capitalize, and as usual, the Senators get killed. They get taken advantage of with a slot opening, and more importantly, a defensive breakdown where they collapse, get caught puck watching, and the opposing team takes advantage. 5 minutes later, this is a save you need from Anton Forsberg. Moser from the point beats Forsberg left side. That's one he needs to have as the Coyotes extend their lead to 2. It's 2-0, and then literally 3 minutes later. This is all in a span of less than 10 minutes, from 7:31 to 15:37. So we're talking 8 minutes or so. The Coyotes score 3 straight goals. Ottawa's already on the penalty kill, and to make matters worse, a brutal call by the refs on Ridley Gregg for a trip gives the Coyotes a 5-on-3, and of course you know what's going to happen. The Yotes would capitalize. Nick Schmaltz puts home a one-time pass on a beautiful pass there from McKelly as the Coyotes extend the lead to 3. That one, no chance there for Anton Forsberg. Can't blame him for that one, as the Coyotes are off and running. Literally, it's 3-0 for Arizona. Ottawa would get some life and would get this one a little bit closer with a couple minutes left in the first period of play as Vladimir Tarasenko puts one past Vizmelka, and Ottawa cuts the lead to 2 after 20 minutes of play as Vladimir Tarasenko has goal number 16 on the year on a nice pass here, of course, from Jacob Chychrun. This one, Vizmelka probably wants back, but we'll take it as Ottawa is only down by 2 going to the second period of play. And that's a big goal there for Tarasenko and the Ottawa Senators, who really started the push after that goal in the final couple minutes, put a lot of shots on net, and that play would continue going into the second period of play. I do want to say, though, about Vladimir Tarasenko, Ottawa does not play at home until after the trade deadline this Friday, March 8th. So because of that, this might be Tarasenko's last game in Ottawa as an Ottawa Senator. So if that's the case, and I hope it's not, but it's looking likely to be the case, Gary Ock today said 5 or 6 teams are interested in the winger, and it's expected he will be dealt. So this probably will be his last game as an Ottawa Senator this year at least. Maybe he signs in the offseason. We'll talk about that in a future video. But so that's a nice little send-off there for him and the SENS fans, I suppose. As we go to the second period of play, as I already mentioned, the good play would continue as Drake Batherson has been so good as of late. Coming to this game, has goals in 3 straight games. Make it 4, Drake Batherson. Bath time, Ottawa. It's a 1-goal deficit now. 4 straight games with a goal for Drake Batherson as the lead is cut to 1. It's 3-2 Arizona. And then 2 minutes later, my goodness, what a play here, as Shane Pinto gets a nice feed and rips one past Vizmelka to tie the game for Ottawa. And what a selly there for Shane Pinto. Shout out to Josh at SensCaught Center on Twitter for this video. Another angle here of Shane Pinto's beautiful shot from the crowd. The crowd goes crazy as the Senators tie it 3-3 after going down 3-0 in a span of less than 10 minutes in the first period of play. Things are looking good for the Ottawa Senators. Tarasenko and Stützle assist on the goal as Ottawa goes into the third period tied with Arizona. It's 3-3. So let's go to the third period. Things are looking good for Ottawa. Vibes are looking great. Oh no. Oh no. You guys probably figured this was going to happen. When you heard that Ottawa was playing a team that's lost 14 straight games, you already knew. You already knew the Sens were going to get reverse sentenced. That's just how it goes for the Ottawa Senators. In less than 5 minutes and 4:18 exactly into the third period of play, Dylan Guenther rips one blocker side past Forsberg that he probably wants back as the Coyotes take the lead right back. It's 4-3 Arizona. Oh, my God. My goodness. I mean, you know, after fighting back to tie it, I just cannot believe that happened. And, you know, particularly because, look, I didn't mention this in the first period of play. There was this guy McBain who threw down Giroux. He was bleeding. Luckily, he was okay. But that fired up the boys. Got things tied in the second period because obviously that fired up the boys going into the locker room afterwards. I don't know what the hell McBain was doing in that first period. And they were vicious in the third period too. That's why I bring it up for 2 reasons. One, of course, I thought that was the turning point of the game. I thought that would allow Ottawa to come back with a vengeance, which it did, but they would slip up in the third. But more so, we saw a lot of shenanigans after that goal for Arizona in the third period of play. We saw literally a full-on line brawl in the last few minutes. Tkachuk would get slashed, would leave the game. No update on Brady Tkachuk, El Capitano, as Ottawa will lose 5-3 to the Arizona Coyotes, who snap. Oh, my goodness. They snapped their 14-game losing streak as they win 5-3 over the Ottawa Senators for the first win since January 22nd. Ottawa has now lost 3 straight games. Tkachuk, as I just mentioned, no update on him after the game. I was literally just waiting for Jacques Martin, which is probably why this video might be out a little later than it should be. I just wanted to see what he had to say. But Tkachuk is out. We'll see if he's back for tomorrow's game against Philadelphia tomorrow night. Chabot is well left. I'm hoping this has to do with the flu, and they're just sick, and they wanted to leave the game. But Tkachuk particularly left before Chabot, after that slash, when Ottawa was still in it with a few minutes left. So I'm a little concerned about that, because when have you ever seen Brady Tkachuk leave the game, and leave the game early unless it's serious? So I hope I'm wrong, but to lose Norris and Tkachuk within a week span, just end the season already. So besides that, look, shots on goal, Ottawa did pretty well, 37-30. But look, anytime you're losing to a team that hasn't won in over a month, it's ridiculous. How can this even happen? Yeah, the Sens aren't great. They're 25-30-3 now. The Coyotes aren't so much better at 24-31-5. Look, I guess we're in the same boat, but come on! You see this team that the Ottawa Senators have? This was your game to get things back on track. I know the playoffs are out of sight, but to get things back on track. You had multiple games to prep for this one. They came out sloppy. They allowed a goal for the 4th time in a row. They were chasing the game early. 3 straight goals. Sure, they fought back, but ultimately, they lost the game, as they always do. And this is the 2nd time this year Ottawa has lost to Arizona. They've also lost to teams like Anaheim and Chicago. This is not a team that's serious about winning. They don't play with passion. They don't play with energy. They don't play with competitiveness. They're just out there going through the motions, hoping to put a goal in to get a little bit of highlight time, and that's about it. It's ridiculous. There's not enough heart on this team. It's a big reason why I want to sign Vladimir Tarasenko, even though it's very unlikely. That's a veteran you need in this locker room for such an immature team. So a devastating loss in terms of the fact that the Ottawa Senators, again, are going to face the brunt of the jokes around the National Hockey League for another day or two. Just an embarrassing loss all around. Because once again, sure, Arizona, they were coming in with a vengeance. They wanted to snap a 14-game losing streak. Ottawa had 3 days in a row with a break, and Arizona's on a back-to-back. No excuse to lose this one. I don't even care if Forsberg was thrust in the last 30 minutes before the game begun. Do not care. This is a winnable game that Ottawa should have won, and they didn't win because of sloppiness, no passion, no energy, and most importantly, lackluster defensive play as usual. Now, besides that, I'll leave it at that. I will be back tomorrow night when Ottawa takes on the Philadelphia Flyers as they look to avoid 4 straight losses. As usual, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As always, I'll see you all soon. Go Sens go.